Bonjour, buenos dias, good day, guten tag, konnichiwa, ciao, shalom, dobre dien. Hello to all the children of the world. Hi everyone, it's nice to see you. I am coming at you from Hawkins' room today, and I'm looking out my window and I'm seeing snow. In May, there's snow here in Richmond. We got a bunch of snow last night, about 3 inches on the ground. Luckily, it's already starting to melt, but I kind of can't believe that there was snow in spring, this late in spring. Which is kind of funny because today I'm going to talk to you all about how a seed grows from a seed all the way to a plant. It's kind of a magical thing to watch, and this is the time of year that we start planting seeds. Some of us are planting seeds inside and putting them in a nice sunny window or under a grow light. Some of us have already planted seeds outside, like I've planted radish seeds and spinach and lettuce seeds because they like the colder weather, but I don't know if they like snow, so I'm a little worried about them. I'm going to have to go check on them today. Today I want to talk to you all about seeds. I even have my little seed box. This is where I keep all my seeds. So I'm going to take a few seeds out to show you what they look like when you buy seeds. Usually we buy them at the hardware store or the garden stores or even at the grocery store. And some of us might order them online or from a catalog. And these are seeds that I've kept over the years. Some of them are a little too old to plant even. But I wanted to show you what the packet looks like when you buy seeds. So let's see. Here I have a package of parsnip seeds. Parsnips are a root vegetable. They grow underground. They're kind of like carrots, but they're white or tan colored. And so you can see on the seed packet, the front shows you the picture of the vegetable or flower or plant you'll be growing. So this says Lancer parsnip, and it shows the picture of what it's going to look like. And then on the back, it gives you a lot of information about how this seed grows best into a parsnip. So it tells you if you want to plant it in a sunny part of your garden or a more shady part. It tells you how deep to plant the seeds in the soil. This part here gives you a little chart with more information about how far apart to plant the seeds and how tall they grow and how much space you need to give them. So a lot to think about before you just go ahead and plant seeds in the garden. You have to really pay attention to what the seed packet tells you. Open it up and look at what these seeds look like. Every seed looks a little bit different, which is really cool. So if you have some seed packets at home, you ask your parents if it's okay to explore them a little bit, you might be able to take a few different seeds out and look at them and notice how different and how similar they are. So these ones are like little tiny flakes. See that? They're really lightweight, and this is what you use to plant in the ground to grow parsnips. I'm going to put them back in. These are my parsnip seeds. I also have, let's see, I have big sunflower seeds. See, it shows the picture on the front and all the information on the back. Sunflower seeds are really fun to look at and experiment with because they're so big. See how big these sunflower seeds are? And birds love to eat sunflower seeds. And so do humans. We like to eat them too. They're so tasty. So there's all the information to tell you how to grow sunflower seeds. And then I also have different types of seed packets. Look, this one comes in a different type of package. It still shows the picture, but it's kind of done in a more artistic way, making a cool design out of the green beans, white beans, and red beans. And this has like a little present. You open it up, and inside are the bean seeds, see? And it gives you all the information, just like the other packet. And bean seeds are really fun to do experiments with. We're going to do a little experiment later with these bean seeds. See them? They're a little bit heavier. And these ones are actually small bean seeds. Sometimes you can find really big green bean seeds. I'm going to put those back in their package, and we're going to put these to the side because we're going to use these in a little bit. So I'll put this over here. So how does a seed grow? How does it go from those tiny little seeds, some of them are so small, to a big, huge plant? I'm going to show you how that works. First, I want to read to you a little bit from this book. It's called Sunflower Life Cycle. And so this shows how a sunflower seed becomes a sunflower, and then how it grows again. And it goes back over and over again in a circle. So I'm going to read just a couple pages of this to you, because it shows some good pictures and gives some good information. So it says, these are sunflower seeds. Do you see them in their hand, just like the ones I was looking at? They get planted in the spring. Why? They need warmth and rain to grow into flowers. They won't grow in the winter because it's too cold. And there it is, becoming a plant. Rainwater wets the ground. It softens a seed until it bursts open. Then up grows a baby sunflower with roots, a stem, and little green leaves. So this is the picture of, it's kind of cool because you can see under the ground. Those are the roots that have grown into the soil, and then the stem is getting nice and strong, and there's the leaves. Wow, little sunflower plant. Now look at it. Now can you see how big it's growing? Right? The plant gets bigger and bigger. It grows a big bud at the top of its stem. Do you know what that bud will become? What is that big, huge bud going to become? I bet you know. Is it going to become a sunflower? Yes, it is. The answer is a bright yellow flower. One by one, the petals open. Soon, the sunflower will be in full bloom. Look at that. See how it's all closed up, and then the petals open up nice and wide. And then, look! Now it's become a big sunflower. Right? Look at that beautiful sunflower. And all of the seeds are in the middle. You can kind of see those are all the seeds inside there. And there's a honeybee pollinating the flower. Oh, they love all that yummy pollen. And as the sunflower dies, these seeds will fall out, or birds will take them, and they'll get scattered around, and new sunflower plants will grow the next spring. So that's kind of the life cycle of the seed. It starts as a little tiny seed. It grows into a plant. It produces a flower or a fruit with more seeds inside. And then those seeds either get gathered by humans or birds, or the wind takes them. They fall into the ground. They stay there all winter. And then as the sun warms up the earth in the spring, that seed begins to grow. And what happens is it sprouts its plant, and that's called germination. When the seed becomes germinated is when the plant begins to sprout. So I have some pictures to show you what that looks like here. I've got my little board. I'm going to put right up here. And first, one of these pictures I had to draw because I lost one of them. So it's kind of silly. But first you have the little seed down under the earth. See that? So if this is the earth on top, and there's that green bean seed down under the earth. So I'm going to put it right over here. So that's step one. Then it begins to shoot out a little root down. See how it shoots above and then goes down into the ground. And we talk a lot about rooting our body down or grounding our body down into the floor when we're doing yoga or mindful breathing. And that's what we're thinking about. We're thinking about how a plant pushes its roots down into the ground, into the earth, to keep it really strong and sturdy. And the roots help to soak up all the good food that's in the soil. It gives its nutrients for help the plant grow. So let's see, the next step is, see how it's starting to grow more roots. There's little hairs, and now that seed is starting to pop up above the earth, and it's beginning to germinate or sprout. Once you see that little green part sprouting above the earth, you know the seed has germinated. And the only way it can do that is if it gets water and sun. And most seeds like to have soil to germinate too, but green bean seeds grow very quickly. And so you can sometimes sprout or germinate them without soil, which is a fun thing to do. And now look at it. It's starting to grow little tiny leaves. Look at that. It's looking more like a plant. And then it becomes a green bean plant. See, these are its true leaves that have popped up. These are kind of from the bean seed popping open. And once you see these two big strong leaves, you have a seedling. So I'll put it right here. You see how it goes from seed, it grows its root, it starts to sprout up above the earth. It's getting stronger, its true leaves are growing, and now it's a plant. And I have another cool model I can show you to kind of show how that works. So look at this. See, it's got, I think actually it's going to go like that. There we go. There's a little green bean seed down in the earth. It's sprouting. I have to move my table back a little bit so you can see. Let me scoop this down a little bit more. There we go. So there's the seed right under the ground. And same thing as our pictures that we were looking at. Look, it's starting to sprout above the earth. The seed is germinating. It's breaking open from its seed case. There we go. And this, I really like this little model because it shows these two true leaves sprouting out from the seed. And once those two true leaves sprout open, that's when you have a little seedling. And now look, here it is. A nice strong green bean plant. It's growing big and strong. It has all these leaves and it's got these roots that are going into the earth to soak up the water and the food from the soil. And that's one of the reasons those earthworms are so helpful to us when we garden, because they make the soil nice and loose for these roots to grow out and grow strong. And by making all those tunnels when they are in underground, that's what they're doing to help the garden. And also all of their poop, their casts, like we talked about last week, has lots of good food in them because they eat all the leaves, they eat the other foods that might have fallen on the ground, and then they compost it through their body, and when the poop comes out, it's really good for the soil and good for the plants and gives them food. So this kind of shows you the steps of how the seed germinates and how it becomes a little plant. And then this will keep growing and growing, and as the summer gets warmer, it will start to produce its fruit or its vegetable, and this makes green beans. And then the little beans inside are the seed for next year, so you can save those beans instead of eating some of them and grow them again. It's pretty cool. It's pretty magical to watch how a seed germinates, and you can try to do that at home. And I want to show you how. I have a little experiment to show you. Okay, so you're going to need a couple of things to do this experiment. You're going to need a cup of water right there. You're going to need a paper towel or a paper napkin. We're going to get that nice and wet. You will need a plastic bag or a glass jar or some type of transparent container like this so that you can see through it, because we want to watch as the seed germinates and begins to sprout. So I like to use a plastic bag. Usually I use a smaller bag, like a sandwich bag, but this is all I have. So that'll work. And then we need our seeds now. Where did I put my? Here they are. So here are my bean seeds. Remember, these are actually tri-colored green bean seeds. So it's not just green. There's green, white, red. And I'll pick a seed out of my package. And if you have a green bean seed at home, you can do this too. You can also do it with a pea seed or other dried bean seeds you might have in your house. And you can experiment with any seed that you have. But the thing that's fun about green bean seeds is they grow very quickly. So you'll be able to watch this happen pretty quickly. And it's also really cool to see how it sprouts open. So I've got my green bean seed. I kind of have a small one. I like the bigger ones a little better for this project. So you take your plastic bag. Oh, actually, step one, we need to get our paper towel wet. So we're going to get this paper towel nice and wet, and that's going to help germinate the seed since we don't have soil for it in this bag. Take my paper towel and dip it inside the water. And you want to get it wet, but you don't want it to be soaking wet. So I'm going to squeeze some of that water out. And then we'll spread it out. And we're going to kind of just keep it folded over like that and put it right inside of the plastic bag on the bottom. Right like that. Okay, and then you're going to take your green bean seed or whatever other seed that you have at home and put it right on the bottom there. See how it's kind of right in front? It's hard to see in this video. So it's right in front of the nice wet paper towel, and then you're going to close it up. And then, if you want, if we were at school doing this together, we would write our name right on this little white message part. You could write green bean seed experiment. You could write the date. It's good to have some information on there. That's what scientists like to do. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of tape and put it right on top, and you're going to stick this to a nice sunny window somewhere in your house where you can watch. So you're going to stick it right on, and then in a couple days you are going to start to see this green bean seed germinate. So it'll sprout roots, it'll start to sprout its little green top, and then pretty soon you'll see those green true leaves sprout open just like this, but inside your bag. Now, it won't have any soil in here, so it won't be able to grow very much if you just keep it in your bag. So you can try when it started to sprout, and once those leaves open up and you're done watching it, you can try to plant it in a little pot of soil or in your garden and grow green beans. But that can be tricky. Transplanting a green bean seedling from a bag can be a little bit hard, so it might not work, but it might. It's fun to try. And the best way to watch seeds grow is to bring some soil into your house, put them in some containers. You can use all sorts of containers. You can use old egg cartons, yogurt containers work really well. Just make sure you put little holes in the bottom so the water can drain out. And then you put it on a little tray and you can plant some seeds. There's so many different kinds of seeds that you can grow right in your own house in a sunny window. And you just want to dig a little hole inside the soil and plop your seed in, cover it back up with the soil, make sure you water it with a watering can, and see what happens, and you can watch it grow. And it can be really fun to track and see how long it takes for certain seeds to sprout, because like I said, green beans open up really quickly, but other seeds take a lot longer, and it can be hard to wait and watch and wait and watch. But that's what gardeners do, and that's what farmers do. So now I'm going to teach you a song to help us remember the steps of how a seed grows. It's called The Farmer Plants the Seed, and it's sung to the same tune as Farmer in the Dell, so you might recognize this one. And we also learned it last year when we were planting seeds, so if you were here at school last year, you might also recognize it. First we have to get our seeds out. So get your seeds in your hands. I almost forgot. The farmer plants the seed, the farmer plants the seed. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer plants the seed. The rain begins to fall, the rain begins to fall. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the rain begins to fall. The sun begins to shine, the sun begins to shine. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the sun begins to shine. The plant begins to grow, the plant begins to grow. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the plant begins to grow. The buds all open up, pop, buds all open up, pop. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the buds all open up, pop. So that is a really great song to help us remember that seeds need a couple things to grow. They need warm sunshine, they need nice rainwater or water from your watering can or hose if it's too dry out, and they need soil to give them that food to grow. Otherwise, they won't grow very long. So it's fun to experiment with in a plastic bag or a jar, but they won't stay growing long unless they have that rich soil to help them grow. So I'd love to hear about how your experiments are working at home. And next week, we'll talk a little bit more about plants. We'll talk about the parts of a plant, and hopefully we will have a little bean sprout to look at too, which will be cool. All right, friends, I hope you have a great day. I hope all this snow melts. I don't know if you have any snow over by Burlington, but we definitely have it here. And I hope you're looking out to see all the beautiful green leaves beginning to pop open all around us. It's so fun to watch. Bye. Have a good day.